And welcome to Smash Running. Today, well, this is Wesker, and today we're talking about Drive Away Dolls by Ethan Coen. And I honestly cannot tell you why I didn't go see this in theaters. It's on my calendar. I knew it was coming, I knew it came out. I knew I wanted to go see it in theaters, but I have no idea why I didn't go. Which is a shame, because having watched this movie, I really wish I would have went to theaters. Let's dive in and talk about it, shall we? This movie kicks off in Philadelphia in the year 1999. We see a guy with a briefcase get chased down and taken out with a corkscrew, a pen, and then finally a hacksaw. And his briefcase is commandeered from him. And we jump across to Jamie and Carla and having an intimate moment, and their friend Marion. That name's gonna kill me throughout this recording. Marion calls, but about meeting up later that night. And then we jump to Marion for a little bit, and we see her rejecting some dates from a coworker. Back to Carla and Jamie, because the phone's gonna go off again. Jamie's gonna pick it up, scream about how she should be calling while she's getting busy. And it's not Marion, it's Jamie's girlfriend Suki. She tries to talk it off, but later at the club, while Jamie's performing, we see Marion and Carla both there to support her. And Jamie's girlfriend Suki is also there. And she has enough and goes and punches her in the face on stage. So Jamie has had enough of Philadelphia, which is convenient because so is Marion. Marion, I believe is how you kind of field day with that name. Marion's had enough. She was planning on leaving the next day anyway to go to Tallahassee where her aunt is. So Jamie goes, well, I'm going to come with you, and we're going to do a drive-away, which is a concept where a car has to be delivered somewhere, in this case, Tallahassee. They would be the ones entrusted to go take the car there, so they're there. Jamie, though, she wants to turn this into a whole road trip kind of deal. Marion's not having it. She wants to be there immediately, which is good because this car, as Curly's going to point out, has to be delivered by tomorrow morning. And they give Suki's name to the guy, so he has someone he can call in town to find out what happened to his car if the car is not delivered. But no sooner does he give it away, the two of the criminals from the beginning show up for the car that he's already given away. Meanwhile, on this road trip, Jamie has told Marion that Marion, I was gonna say every possible variation of that name, that her big goal on this road trip is to get her laid, because as she finds out, it's been a few years since she has. This is not okay to Jamie. So the first trip is to a bar named the Butter Churn. And no sooner do they get there, Marion leaves. She does not want to do this, she does not want to be here. She goes back to the hotel room, which creates a problem because Jamie brings the girl over and chases her out to the lobby while Jamie's having fun. Which comes into a little bit of a problem. They argue a little bit over this in the car, but Jamie's quick to apologize. She didn't mean no any harm or anything like that. And they stop off at a gas station, at a pizza shop, I believe it's called Uncle Chino's, where Jamie immediately gets them invited to a party with a soccer team. And during the party, they don't get tricked, but ends up with them two making out for a little bit until Marion freaks out and runs off. And she gets picked up by the police, who don't like her attitude. And the fact she doesn't know any of the names because she's not from around here doesn't help her matters anyway. So Jamie has to pick her up from the police station the next day. And they don't get very far, though. They blow a tire. And that's when they find the briefcase in a box in the trunk. And the box has dry ice and the head of the guy from the beginning of the movie in it. And they don't show what's in the briefcase right away yet. But it has them enough to... They're going to call the police, but they're going to extort the people behind this and get money out of it, much to Marion's chagrin a little bit. They finally arrive in Tallahassee, and Jamie tells her that, I'm going to be the one that moves you in the night. For YouTube's sake, we'll say that. Because you clearly want someone that you like, and you like me, I like you. And after a little bit of a dance, they head up to the room. And they get into an argument the next morning because she is doing something torrid with something from that briefcase. But as they're arguing, the goon squad, who have been following them just right behind them, have caught up. And they get captured by the Goon Squad. And we find out that it is, let's see, how do I put this for YouTube's sake? It is the plaster caster of a senator's private bits. And the third goon shows up and he's pissed because it ain't in the briefcase anymore. It's in the bed because Jamie was using. While he's explaining all of this, the two goons who've been arguing this whole movie finally break down. The one shoots both of the other goons, but he has no bullets in his gun to take out the other two. No, take out Jamie and Marion. And he can't bring himself to hit women, as we saw the fact that Suki beat his ass earlier. So he just runs off, and they are free to go from there. And now they're going to, since they know what this is now, they're going to extort the senator for $1 million. And they actually get the money from him after a speech. They go to leave, but are intercepted by Suki and the dog that she wants Jamie to take because she accuses Jamie of lying to her on the phone about all of this. But while that's happening, the senator comes over to try to rob them of the money they took. And Suki is a cop and has already been shown to be act first, and she shoots him. The head goes bouncing out in the street. The dog goes after it. So the following day, we see that the senator had been arrested, and they are now together. They're free to go, and they are planning after their birding trip with Marion's aunt. They're going to travel up to Massachusetts, and that is Drive Away Dolls. I wasn't expecting any of this movie, none of this movie going into this movie, and at no point in this movie can I actually jump ahead and expect what's next, because nothing that happens in this movie is anything I could have expected it to be. I'd take when they're at the Butterchurn bar. In movies like this, in situations like this, Marin would have gone up. She would have awkwardly flirted with people. She would have done some awkward dance or, isn't it funny, she's a nerdy person dancing. But that doesn't happen here. Marin actually stands up for herself here. She can be peer pressured a little bit, but she still stands by her convictions. And I think that's what I really like about these characters in this movie, especially around Jamie and Marin. Is that throughout this movie, none of them really give up who they are. Like, Marion's a different person by the end of it, but she's not so much different. It's just her walls have come down, and her walls have come down because, as Jamie puts it, she wants to be with someone she cares about. And their little makeup scene made Jamie realize, like, I care about her. She's right there. So by the end of it, it feels like their friendship developed naturally throughout the movie into more than a friendship. It didn't feel like it was weird or tacked on. All of their conversations felt natural. And I really love their conversations, too, the fact that they are two separate individuals with two different personalities and takes on the world. But the one thing they have in common is the fact that they care about each other and they're friends. So they each don't talk down to the other. They each talk to each other like they're people. And that comes across throughout the movie. So it's both entertaining and funny to see them working together, but it's not so much clash of cultures. It's the fact that they're actually working together and meeting each other halfway at points and being apologetic when they cross the line with each other. And that goes largely for the character work of Margaret Qualley and Geraldine Viswanathan. And I know that's not how you pronounce that. That old trick of, sound it like you read it isn't working with this name. I apologize. Geraldine Viswanathan. I'm apologizing. I know I got that wrong. Cannot be the right pronunciation. I'm sorry. They got excellent chemistry together and have really pulled off Jamie and Merdine. I'm sorry for that name. Fuck up too. Good lord, do I suck. But that isn't the only two that have great chemistry together. Joey Slotnick and CJ Wilson, they were hysterical. Anytime they're on, their constant bickering is so funny to see. Because again, it's the opposite of how Jamie and Marion. There's no D in her name. What is happening to my brain? It's the opposite of what they're doing. Those two are just yelling at each other. They're not working together. There's no meeting each other in the middle. And you have one guy who just likes to fight people and one guy who likes to talk to people, and they are not working. And it is a fun contrast between the other. Matt Damon is Matt Damon. I was like, what the fuck's he doing here? But his little speech was fun. Beanie Feldstein was excellent with Suki. Just watching her beat the hell out of people. Watching her beat the hell out of, I believe it was CJ Wilson's character. While just like, I don't care about her, whatever, but she's still pounding on him. It was just so much fun watching these characters in this movie, watching this world develop. Like I said, it was just a funny movie. And poor Billy Curly, he's still on the floor of the driveway building for all we know. Good lord, poor bastard. And in a cool 85 minutes, this movie just sails. Just goes. And editing, some of the editing was a lot of fun. As an indie movie, they had the weird color shit going on, but it works for the movie, I guess, so I'm not going to bitch about it too much. I am in indie territory here, I get it. This movie is getting an A+. I really, really wish I saw this in theaters. I was had a blast watching it. You should go back, check it out. As always, have a good day, evening, night, afternoon. As always, bye-bye.